Good afternoon from Okinawa, Japan, home of OkiSubies. Today we have a version 3 STI that has a misfire issue. Cars have different style misfires. We've seen things like with mass airflow sensors, the car's misfiring a little bit, or timing or spark plugs or whatever. So just to give you guys an idea of what it sounds like, check it out. The interesting thing about this setup is once you give it a little bit more acceleration, it kind of seems to smooth out a little bit. Right about there. Okay.
Well, first spark plug out.
Look at that. He said he just replaced these plugs too.
He just replaced these spark plugs, but they look pretty fouled out, which could be due to the misfire. Could be unburnt fuel.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is like dead on when it comes to the compression for this engine. So very good. Good compression. So we will.
Compression days.
He's translating, but he's speaking Japanese.
These are spark plugs that we normally use in the STIs or the EJ205s. The BQR7s are the one step colder that we use in the STIs, or for tuning or modifying a car. It's going to be running higher boost, but this is what should be in this car. What he was running earlier, I'm sure it's an equivalent by a different brand, but this is just what we use. We get these from Subaru. All right, so if you've seen other videos, we've just gone far and beyond the Call of Duty to try and diagnose the issue, and it was something simple at the very end. If you saw that, how to diagnose a boost issue, it was a spark plug. So seeing that the spark plugs are all fouled, the compression is good, we're gonna replace the spark plugs real quick, try and start it up, see if it runs well, and then if it doesn't, then it wasn't spark plugs, and we'll move on to the timing. So let's start it up. All right. Good news is I can sleep tonight knowing that we did our best. We're going to check the timing. And so to do that, we have to remove the front mount intercooler piping, which is all up in the way, which is great. So intercooler piping will come out. We'll try and preserve the coolant in the system so we won't drain it. So we're just going to take the fans off, pull the covers off, pull the belts off, everything. Just pull the front of the time belt covers off and then check the timing.
All right, so we are back. We kind of flew through that real quick. So we have Riley's car here. We tore apart the whole front end. Like Dylan said, we didn't want to remove the radiator because we don't know if we're actually gonna have to do a timing belt job. For a timing belt job, we'll just remove the radiator in preparation to get ready for the water pump. So I went to check timing. And the crank pulley, there's 2 full rotations, right? So the first rotation, if it's not in time, you can rotate it one more time, and then typically you can see it in time. I just did both of them, and I couldn't even tell which one was timing. So I'm gonna go back 1 full rotation because I think the last one was closer. So when you're checking timing, there's a line on the crank pulley. There are lines on the cams, and all of them have to be lined up. This line right here needs to be lined up right here. This line right here is supposed to be here. these two right here are supposed to be in the middle. So obviously if this one was here, it would be proper. So these side, everything, the timing is completely off. To be honest with you, these are what they call interference engines. So the piston goes up and it goes back down, right? So as the piston is going up, those valves need to get out of the way by the time it gets to top dead center. So piston goes up and down, right? Valves are opening and closing. So if the timing is off and your pistons go up as the valves are opening, you can literally ruin your engine. This car is so far off timing, I am surprised that we're not hearing ticks and noises and whatnot. It is a good 2-3 tooth off on that side, and yeah, about 2-3 on that side. But compression is good. Compression is good, so we know that the valves have not been bent. So this is really good. So what we're going to end up doing is a timing belt job on this car. We're going to get Riley's permission first, make sure that everything is good. A tech tip for you guys though. Love them tech tips, right? Check this out. Some of you guys may have never even seen this style tensioner before. This style tensioner is an old school style tensioner where the tensioner gets pushed on the side over here. Let me show you something real quick. So this is a timing belt, a Gates timing belt kit. This is the Gates timing belt kits that we use here. This is the newer style pulley. The tensioner is up on top versus pushing out this way. These ones here are a little bit harder to find. I mean, in Japan, it's not too bad. We like to keep everything uniform. We like to use the newer ones. We like Gates, hydraulic. They make this piece bigger right here. I don't know. We've heard, of course, the internet complain about Gates and whatnot. We've never had a failure. We've had very good results with Gates timing belts kits. So what we do here on the older GC8s, the tech tip is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this portion right here, but this connects right here. Okay. Anytime we get a EJ205 blown, whatever, anything, whenever we get the chance to, we pull this off. And we also have about 5 of them in stock brand new also all times. So the ones that are used, we will actually replace and change for free for the customers that do timing belt kits through us. And we will upgrade to the newer timing belt kit where it has this style tensioner, and also it has an extra pulley that goes right into this portion. So it keeps more tension on there. Why do we like doing this? We feel that it is better than the old setups here, because after converting this or on a setup with this, I've never seen that where you have multiple teeth jump. So it's possible, of course, but it's usually not as bad as that is right there. So this keeps better tension. So we're gonna go ahead and upgrade this for Riley, do the timing belt setup, start the car, and the idle issue should be fixed. So for you guys asking, like, why did he jump into the timing belt? You know, like he was, we did spark plugs first, of course, right? And we did unplug the coil packs to kind of check spark a little bit. The spark plugs were fouled. They were black, which means it's getting fuel. And if you were listening earlier on, I said when you give it gas, it cleans up on top. Usually, in our experience, we've seen rough idles, but kind of cleaning up on top has been timing belt off timing. So if you have a JDM older GC8 version 3 and down, this is the part number. You get this and the 3 bolts that it comes with. Sorry, I don't have the part numbers for the bolts. If you get this and the new timing belt kit for the Gates, you can install a newer kit on an older GC8, which may be a very convenient route for some of you guys who have imported the cars back to America and you don't want to try to source a JDM timing belt kit that has, and look right here, watch this. See all that, the play? This extra play is deleted when you have the extra pulley right here. So there's a lot better tension on there. So yeah, get this timing belt done and customer happy. Also wanted to share here, we have 2 17 sockets welded to the end of what used to be a Company 23 tool. So company 23 still coming in clutch. We just did it a little bit different here for the older style so that we could still lock these together. For you guys that know, the newer models have Allen keys. The older ones are these 17s and they can be a pain in the butt. So we made this right here to make this job a lot easier. All right, guys, kind of on a time crunch, so I apologize. I'm kind of flying through this here. There's the 2 bolts, okay, that holds on this tensioner that we were talking about earlier. You remove that, and that gives you some slack on the belt. There's a pulley with the gear, and then there's the 2 pulleys right here. 1, 2, 3. Those are 14s. And then after that, you take off the hoses, left and right hand side, and then the 6 bolts on the water pump. Once you do that, you just kind of grab on this portion, pop it up, and you remove the water pump. The kits for the water pumps, as you can see, do not come with a thermostat housing, so you just reuse the thermostat housing for the bottom radiator hose. You install that. Everything else comes with the gaskets, the gasket that goes into the back of the thermostat housing. The thermostat will go in there too. Customer said he has a brand new thermostat. We live in Okinawa, it doesn't snow. Sometimes we even remove them, but this time, since he has a new one, we will go ahead and install it for him. If you are wondering what the belts timing belt kit is, this is the one we use with the black belt. There's another one with the blue Kevlar belt. It's a little bit more expensive, but yeah. So we're going on. Got everything removed. We'll clean this up a little bit. Get rid of the gasket. It's clean on the inside. It looks really good. But I also want to show you again the back piece, right? So the 1, 2, 3 bolts that we will be removing. 1, 2, 3. And this back piece, it's kind of hard to tell, right, with it in the car still. Oh, and you have to remove this 10 mil also for the timing belt. And then this piece will come out, and that is going to be the piece that I was showing you guys earlier to upgrade to the newer style one. Okay, so we have all the bolts removed. Pop that thing off like that, and that is how you get to the case half bolt in the back, and then the actual wrist pin piece for the piston, right? So if you build an engine, you've done this before. Maybe if you've just done the timing belt, you haven't really noticed that this comes off. But as you can see, here's the old one with the timing belt tensioner that goes right there, and then the actual pulley goes right there. But that's all you have is this old school one and that pulley versus the new one. There's a extra spot for the pulley, so the belt comes up here and gets extra tension right there. We'll install this whole assembly into the GC8 so we can upgrade to the newer style. So next we'll come back with probably everything in timing, everything put together. Just read the directions. You pull this off inside of a press or a pump, right? So you're just gonna let it extend, you compress it, let it extend, compress it. You do that 3 times just to bleed it. And then yeah, putting it in timing. So let's put this together and come back with it in proper timing this time. Okay, so here we see the new tensioner and the pulley installed on the GC8. And then what we have is the Gates timing belt. So with the Gates, like, so you can actually read it. Go in the center here. Goes underneath the tensioner. Underneath the other tensioner. And on this side right here goes there. Sometimes you got to mess around with these adjusters here. So what you're doing is, again, you're just matching up the line. I just wanted to really show you 2 things. One, the pulley I just dropped, this guy right here, you put that in last so you have a little bit of extra play. And also, as you're putting that in, you're going to be pulling up on this timing belt. So as you pull this and put tension on this one, naturally this one here starts to spin left a little bit. So when you're putting this in time, you don't want to put it exactly on the teeth. You kind of want it a little bit to the side. I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna have to kind of do it over anyways. So if you look right here, so you can kind of see that this one here is off to the side a little bit, but what I'm doing is I'm pulling up on, see how it goes up and it centers it right here? I've noticed sometimes in the past that as I try to line this up perfectly and then install the pulley, oftentimes that goes too far to the left. So that's kind of a little bit of a tip there for you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna continue on to move these a little bit over, because this right here, you can see this is too much play. So either this one, yeah, I think this one will come over a small amount, and this one will actually come to the left. So I'll adjust that, install everything, and then we'll come right back. And we're back, and everything is installed. So as you can see, the line here on the belt is aligned here. On this side here, this line is here. These two here, I'll just take that off, are aligned there. There's the line, that dot, that white dot, and then that line in the back. Line up on top, matching that dot on the timing belt cover here with the one in the back up there. You see that lined up? Two teeth lined up here, right? The back side here is going to be perfect there too, right? So this is actually a pretty well aligned timing belt right there. Sometimes, you know, you get like a half a tooth off. You know, you see a lot of people on Facebook, is this good? You know, if it's off half a tooth, it's okay. But yeah, that's ideal right there. And this is with the new tensioner and pulley. So what we do now, I've already tightened down everything there. I still need to put the thermostat housing on. I will pull this, and what I do, the grenade pin, and then I just rotate it and make sure that it doesn't come out of timing, and just verify, and then start putting all this back together. All right, so we have it back together. We are putting some coolant in, about to start it up just to make sure that it's fixed. So yeah, we will bleed the system, get everything all set up. Riley's on his way back over here now, and yeah, it's a light video on the timing belt setup. It's pretty straightforward, and more importantly, his misfire issue and the lack of drivability is fixed, and he'll be able to go to the cruise tomorrow. So that's cool. Got it all set up. Trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, that's it, man. Thanks for watching, guys. Another happy customer, purring good. Idle air control valve is kind of going up and down, but that's kind of a thing with the older cars. Clean it out another day.